Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Full Force News Burst Live Special. And that brought to you by General Shows REBORN.com with me, Christopher McLeod, AKA Diagnostic AT. Been a bit of a, excuse me, I've just eaten and like wolfed it down, basically. I kind of set up to go live and then was like, oh, I've got to eat first with dinner and stuff. Just quickly Castle Wolfensteined it down, and now I am back in the game. Hope everyone's doing well. Lots of cool stuff to talk about today. We are revealing some classified listings that have been sent to us. So we've got some new classified listings. And what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, a cheeky little image leak that popped up earlier today. I mean, it was sent to us and we posted it, but you know what I mean. How cool is that, huh? I know. Cheers. Funnily enough, some of the leaked listings stuff we're talking about today, I'm actually updating one of them that happens to be one of those other leaked images today. So we got that to come as well. Quite a nice little bit of bit of content coming up for you. I'll stop messing around. Let's just get into it. It's the news. Yes. So we'll start with new listings, and then we'll get onto the stuff that you're all pretty much here for. I know. Just be patient. We'll get there. We will get there in about an hour or two. It is a Mad Monday, guys. Yes, it is. Do. Let's have a look. Right, yeah, there's a lot of questions coming in, so let's just let's just get into the nitty-gritty of this stuff, okay? Flip phone photo leak again, Paul. I know it's hilarious, isn't it? Yeah, more stuff, Felix. Absolutely. Right, let's get into the new classified listings. Now, I'll preface this by saying, one, we're going to update one that is related to one of the leaked reveals we saw today. Well, leaked images, not well, it's a reveal. It's just not in the official sense of the word, is it? But yes, we'll be unlocking one of those in the listings. In fact, let's just move on to what we know so far sort of situation. Now, you may see a giant black box in the bottom right hand corner. That's because that's hiding all the new listings that we're going to be talking about in a moment. But first, let's unlock one of these. Now, it happens to be Mad Marauders Sarge. So obviously that was leaked today. An image was leaked today and sent to us, and it was like, cool. Now we knew this one was coming because obviously it's on one of our listings. So we knew this was part of this. The other one, I'll get to the other one in a sec. So I'm just going to pull the band-aid off. Mad Marauder Sarge is TNS Buttercup. Isn't that hilarious? I think that's funny. I think that almost feels like a, what's the word? Kind of like an on the nose sort of like obvious one that they don't usually go too obvious. Do you know what I mean? But I think this one's quite cute. The fact that it's something I could hear the Sarge calling somebody Buttercup. Like, I feel like it's just a funny one to give the Sarge. In any case, I should say, GI Joe CS TNS Buttercup. So that TNS is an interesting designation because that means that it's going to be something. Well, I will find out is the answer to what TNS means, but we've seen the box, so it's nothing too crazy fancy. So it's more about the designation of where it is kind of going, as in like the format of its sale, I would say. But anyway, really cool. It's not what's the word? It's not an exclusive as such. It's the other one. I might as well just tell you it's fan channel. So there you go. I don't know why I drew that one out like it was really important. Well, it's going to be fan channel. So TNS is, we don't know if TNS is going to be the designation going forward for fan channel, but it certainly means it for this particular case. So that's your Sarge, right? Which we'll look at later on. That hold thine horses. Now the other 2-pack that was revealed, Low Light and Spirit, that we don't know the code word listing for it in any case. We just know it as GI Joe CS, Low Light and Spirit 2-pack. That's all we know it as. We don't even know what the what was the other. Do we know anything else about it? No, I think we do know something else about that one. No, we don't. Okay, forget that. But yeah, anyway, so we don't know if there's an internal code word or whatever. We just know the listing as those two. So you can imagine my surprise when I heard that, yeah, the original Sarge was also fan channel white. So it's not like a big secret, is it? Let's face it. Yeah, so yeah, with the you can imagine my surprise when I heard that Lowlight and Spirit as Mad Marauders redecos were going to be in a 2-pack. I was like, really? Have we got any real precedent for this? Not really. And that's why I was kind of hesitant. And then it also opens the door. Not that opens the door, but no, it's not Whip Snakes. No, 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 no. Whip Snakes is completely different. It is a Troop Builder 2-pack, not Mad Marauders Redeco separate listing. So just to kind of underline that, it's not Whip Snakes. So, and I will also add, we don't know what Whip Snakes is. I've told you in other cases what we know, but we don't know what Whip Snakes is at all. We just know that it is we just know that it is a Troop Builder 2-pack. Now, Lowlight and Spirit, yeah, so I kind of not opens the door, but it kind of also, because we also got information that Tripwire and Roadblock were coming as Tiger Force as a 2-pack, and we're like, no, what's all this 2-pack business? I'm more of a Biggie man myself. Just kidding. I mean, I am. But the channel, RKW, the channel. So yes, so it's the royal we I'm describing. So anyway, yeah, quite interesting stuff. But anyway, we don't know where we don't know the listing or the internal listing or what the number for Low Light and Spirit, but we did know they were coming, and that's really cool. What I didn't know was that Freedom was getting a bit of a change in like a completely different character, which is quite cool as well. We'll talk about that in a second as well. First of all, shall we have a look at these new listings? I will also, please don't describe your royal we. Apologies, Scott. Please, yeah, I'll preface this by saying none of them are characters that we know. Sorry, none of them are characters. They're all code words, and we don't know what any of them are at all. Like, no, we don't. I don't even think I've got an idea. They're also there's a lot of new designations, which makes for some interesting conversation, which we might have in a minute if I ever reveal it. Let's do it. Let's rip the band-aid off. This is a new set of listings with all sorts of fun little connections. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Boom. Okay, so let's start with G.I. Joe CS. Obviously, that's always G.I. Joe Classified. Of course, that's always going to be there. BB Daria Deluxe G0848 for my spreadsheet people. Yes. So this is kind of interesting, isn't it? So BB Daria. Now, what I have had discussions with some people about this, right? And as in like, just like the other full force crew or whatever, what have you. And we were kind of like umming and erring over the BB thing. Like, and there's a couple of things here, but it all kind of ties together when you all put it together, right? I'm wondering, or we're wondering, if BB means Beavis and Butthead, aka the spin. Daria was the spin-off of Beavis and Butthead, right? Salvador, we're not quite sure of because we can't find any Salvador anything other than X-Men First Class, which doesn't make any sense to me. Angel from X-Men First Class. Anyway, completely ignore that for now. But then you get like the Retro AN and you get the Legacy RR kind of what they called listings, which again, interesting additions to this particular. I mean, Legacy sounds like a whole new line, doesn't it? So that's really interesting. Retro AN. Initially, I was thinking, I wonder if it's retro animated. However, if we're thinking that the Daria and has like a Beavis and Butthead kind of connectivity, then Pinky, Brain, and Elmira, Animaniacs, absolutely. Everyone's saying it in the comments already. So, like, I was thinking retro animated, so maybe, like, I don't know, cell shaded retro figures that look like the cartoon, but that doesn't make any sense and probably isn't what they're doing. I think you're right. I think it's a Pinky Brain and Elmira who I believe joined into has some connectivity to Animaniacs later in the in its kind of what's the word, its history. So yeah, I know I'm going to. It's a lot of going around the houses here and trying to explain all this stuff. But at the end of the day, we don't know. We just know that these are new listings for what we expect 2025 as well. So we've got G0848 and G0849. Not the first G numbers we've had, of course. Of course, we've got um, G0435, which is Highway Pet, which is still yet to be released into the ether. But I'm hoping that there'll be some name only reveals that allow us to unlock that one. Then we've got what is it, the G0335 Nemesis Immortal Deluxe and the G0336. So we've got those G numbers, which kind of like are taking over from the F numbers now. Again, I'm getting really nerdy and boring with the whole spreadsheet listings and stuff, but that's where we are. Now, coming back to the new listing, so BB Daria Deluxe. So we've got another Deluxe coming. You can ignore the BB Daria. I think it's combined. So the BB and the Daria are just the combined internal code, right? I don't think BB necessarily has any specific designation. It might do, but we won't know until we see more of them and we see explanations as to what they are, or we find out exactly what characters that we're dealing with, or what type of release it is, whether it's fan channel or exclusive or what have you. So yeah, so in terms of that, I'm thinking BB Daria, BB Salvador, just additions to the classified series. Again, as soon as we find more information, we will let you guys know. But it's nice to have like a fun, like speculative. Try and connect dots where they never usually have connectivity at all. Retro, Pinky, Brain, and Elmira are interesting in that we're getting again another 3 wave of retro figures, which is not surprising. That's going to obviously be a line that continues going by the looks of things. We've already got Cobra Commander, Snow Serpent, Cobra Eels, Beachhead, Oki, Azrael. I know those two aren't yet, but you know what I'm saying. And also, I will say we still don't know what those two are. We're only guessing on Oki, excuse me, and we have a very poor description of Azrael, so we don't know. Anyway, so they're still up in the air, not a clue. Of course, there's going to be more 60th with the Action Marine and the Action Pilot. More info on those to come. And then, of course, we've got that 4-figure wave of Astro, Jane, Pebbles, and George, which is Night Creeper, Torch, Jinx, and Doc, which is very cool. Scott said they said 3 retro waves of 3 figures this year on Dan Who interview. Brilliant. So that means, yeah. What? So are they counting? They're not counting Duke, Scarlet, and Recondo, are they? Because that was last year. So yeah, it would be Cobra Commander, Snow Serpent, Eels, Beachhead, Oki, Azrael, Pinky Brain, and Elmira. There you go. That's cool. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And that would mean that Retro AN designations of the 2024, which is great. Thanks, Scott. Again, you continue to prove to everyone that I haven't seen that interview yet, and I should have done, and I just haven't. Well, I have had the time at one point and I forgot that I needed to watch it. I need to watch that interview ASAP. I have failed in my mission there. Anyway. Oh, Tristan says Pinky and the Brain were on Animaniacs, of course. They got a spin-off show, of course. And Elmira was added to the cast in the last few seasons. Thank you, Tristan. I appreciate that very much. Yes, the HB, Hanna-Barbera, Yogi, etc. Yeah, true. But I think Blossom, what were the other ones? Yeah, Yogi, Zorak. That makes sense. Boo Boo and Space Ghost make sense, don't they? HB Blossom. Was Blossom one of the Powerpuff Girls? Was that Hanna-Barbera? Or is that Hanna-Barbera? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's effectively what those designations. But the designations do mean something as well, I should add. So MMs and HBs and TNS and that kind of stuff, even though it's like it's utilized for what the to connect the silly kind of theme or whatever it may be, it still means there's still the reason for it, if that makes sense. So even though it doesn't mean what the reason is for, it means something else, like mystery machine, for example. and stuff like that. But yeah, when will you be able to interview Lenny and Emily? We'll wait until after the next event, because I kind of think it would be one of those things where I would do it now, ask for another interview, and then it would take ages to happen. So I'm gonna play the odds on that one, Mr. Cheeseburger, and just do it following the event, shortly after the event, and hopefully we can get like an actual, like, one-on-one sort of situation going on. I just came here to ask when we were getting McLeod's cheese bags as a sub team. What a hideous sub team that is, Shark Eyes. I love it, but what a gross. What would that even be? Yeah, I love it though. Led by McLeod, yeah, absolutely. The robot, yeah. Oh, I think that 3 waves of 3 was referring to Duke, Recondo, and Scarlet, but these new 3 are for 2025 most likely, says Ryan. Oh, I see. Okay. So you don't think there's going to be any this year? Because these are leaked listings for 2024. So we are getting Cobra Commander, Snow Serpent, Eels, Beachhead, etc. So we're getting those this year, and that's 2024. So maybe they're counting Scarlet, Duke, and Recondo, and Pinky Brain and Elmira for 2025. Maybe, which is what you said, Ryan. I should have read your comment better than I did. MM equals Pulse exclusive. Possibly, No. I don't think it does, because we've got. Oh well, actually, we don't know yet, do we? I don't think we know, because we've had. That's a good point. That is a good point. I wonder if it could mean that. I'm just trying to think about Shug it. I'm trying to think about what the Techno Viper and SMS is, but I don't think we have that info. That's an interesting. Could be. I'm not saying no, Kevin. It might be. That's a good shout. They said next event February 29th. Who said? Hasn't been officially announced yet. We're just guessing because of Entertainment Earth's drop zone thing. But I'm assuming it's going to be the 29th. But like I said, it'll be following that we do the what do you call it? The interview with Emily and Lenny. So yeah, it'll be in March. Let's face it, as in our interview with them. McLeod's cheese bag should be a selfie series. It shouldn't be anything. Hit the like button, indeed, Mr. Cheeseburger. How did you meet and build rapport with Emily and Lenny? Stanley has asked. Stanley Eberhard has asked. I met Lenny first at what's it called? I actually met Lenny at HasCon, I think. And then I think that was the first time I met him. But the first time I actually spoke to him and had a chat with him and hung out with him was at the preview show at Toy Fair 2020, when they revealed the Classified series. So that's the first time I properly met and had a proper conversation and hung out and exchanged info and all that kind of good stuff, for press purpose, because I was press at the time. I was press at the Toy Fair event. I was just piggybacking on Justin Bell's invite because he's got the legacy invite for General's Joe's, hasn't he? So brought to you by General's Joe's Reborn. Cheers. So yeah, that's how I met Lenny, and then I met Emily just through doing the interviews with with the team, and then when Emily came on board, I did interviews with Emily and Lenny, and then we hung out at I went to see the movie, the G.I. Joe movie, when it was in theaters I forget the name of the event now. It's that event, Fathom Events. So I went to the Fathom Events G.I. Joe thing, but there was one in Providence. So I went to the mall, went to the movie theater there, and lo and behold, loads of people, like loads of Hasbro people were there. I already knew Corey and Emily, Cantalupe, and Lenny was over there and Emily was over there. So I'd already done interviews with them, so I waved and they called me over and then told me to join them. So I was like, I'm not arguing with that. Yeah, hung out with the Hasbro crew, and it was fun. It was awesome. And then after the movie, we all went to Dave and Buster's next door and just played games for like the rest of the night. It was a lot of fun. I played that. There's like a really funny, Hungry Hippos. A sit on Hungry Hippos. There's 4 seats, and and I won. I beat Lenny and Corey, and was anyone? Oh, and BMAC. Did BMAC jump on that? I think he did. I beat all of them. BMAC was there too. That was awesome. So we had a really good time. BMAC from the Transformers team. Yeah, it was good. That's how I built rapport with them. Basically, just doing interviews and then going to Dave and Buster's and playing silly games. Anyway, we're here for something else. Why am I dragging it out again? I'd always do this. So those are the new listings. We'll post this graphic probably on the page a little bit later, just so you've got a graphic of it just for fun. I don't make this stuff for fun. Obviously, I do. Anywho, what did I describe? What way, guys? What are we talking about? Serious question, Chris. Is this the mystery set you were referring to that comes with an animal companion? Oh no, I see what it's saying. Sorry, no, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, so Highway Pet is effectively that listing there. You can see is just a character that you don't affiliate with an animal companion. But we'll find out soon enough. I'd imagine we'll find out soon enough. Felix, yeah. Also, this graphic does not have everything on it as well. There's so much more, I think, coming this year in particular. I don't know the code name for Tee Off Roadblock or Tripwire Flaffle. That was the same situation as Spirit and Lowlight. We just got listings with those character names on there rather than their internal code words. Anyway, no, I can't. Let's move. Shark Eyes, I can't. Let's move on to, well, actually, let's quickly have a look at what we know so far. So obviously, we've got the name only reveals that I think, again, I'm only brushing over this quickly before we get to the images. I'm not doing this on purpose. I am doing this on purpose, but not doing on purpose at the same time. So in terms of name only reveals, all of these missing code words are roadblocks. That would be hilarious, Leon. This is what we know so far in name only reveals that I'm expecting to see, for the most part, digital renders of the majority of this, with the exception of maybe Leatherneck and Xandar. I wouldn't expect them to be doing. I wouldn't expect them to be, done as digital renders for the 29th. And I'm saying the 29th not as an official thing, but because it's easier in it. So for that live event, I think Leatherneck and Xandar we probably won't see much of, but I've got a feeling we'll see the others in render form, or most of them at least. Then, of course, we've got the digital renders that we know about. I'm really hoping to see the crew from the Dragonfly in kind of like physical form. I think that would be great to have a Dragonfly update at that point. And I think it would be like good timing, actually, to have a good update for the Dragonfly, especially with it coming in the summer, much like myself when that thing arrives, Kitty said. Then, of course, we have Doc, Jinx, Torch and Night Creeper. Those are a 4-figure wave, so I expect to see those as pre-orders. The SMS I'm expecting to see as a pre-order because, I mean, come on, we know we've got like information that it's landed on the shores of the United States of America. It's been a long time in coming. I just assume we're going to see the Techno Viper and the SMS as a pre-order and physical, versions of them. So I expect those 4 figures and the SMS and Techno Viper to kind of pop up. Tripwire and Roadblock, I'm sort of expecting them for the Target Summer Geek Out, or like one of the Target Geek Outs, or whatever Target want to do in regards to dropping a pre-order for it. They might show them, but like if you think about last year, when they had the G.I. Joe Day digital renders, I don't think they showed everything off on the following event. I think some of it was shown off, some of it wasn't. I'm pretty sure that was the case. So I think the Steel Core, just like for ages, we didn't know anything like where that was. And then it was another event later on that had them for pre-order. I feel like there was a big distance between the renders for those and actually seeing them in physical form. So, anywho, I don't think we'll see Tripwire and Roadblock is what I'm getting at, physically or for pre-order, but we might. I don't know. I'm just saying from my usual, my kind of what's the word? Like, let's call it an educated guess, or at least I'm just thinking of precedent. I'm just thinking of what's happened in the previous years. So, March is a geek out. Yes, actually, you're right there, aren't you, Poster Trout? Yes, Target usually does a geek out in March. So that's a possibility that they're shown off at the event and then Target post them for pre-orders later. That's a good possibility, actually, in that case. Don't forget the O-rings. Oh, you mean like you mean the Transformers crossover set? Because if you're talking about Super 7, that's going to be in October, isn't it? But yeah, in terms of O-rings like Leatherneck Sarge for the Triple T tank, I could see that being revealed as well. That's actually not a bad shout, actually. RKW, if that's what you were getting at. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Norgahide is the other one as well that I could see them. They could go either way. They could hold that one out for a while, or we could see it pre-ordered. On the 29th. We'll see though. That's just my quick overview before we. By the way, I've got images to look at as well. Don't forget. And then, of course, we've got unofficial leaks too. So Retro Cobra Commander, regular carded Retro Cobra Commander, Road Pig and Heart Wrencher were kind of leaked around the same time that we had Nemesis Enforcer at the time, and Starduster were kind of revealed almost as a coming soon to the classified series. The four of them by I forget T1 Toys, T1 Toys. So yeah, but then it was the kind of comment was retracted or changed to be a wish list for them, but it was a bit too. One, it was a little too coincidental, and two, we did know that some characters were coming, so we had a bit of confidence that even though they had retracted said statement that it was a classified upcoming and was actually a wish list, yeah, we kind of know. So Road Pig and Heart Wrencher are on the table. IG Bat is another one. My bad. I'll keep moving along. That was an accidental slip up, but it's out and nothing I can do about it. Thunder Machine and Snowcat were kind of like teased or kind of hinted or even revealed, I would say. I did Paul, thanks. By it's Chad. It's Chad's YouTube channel. So yeah, Chad talked about those. A couple of other things he mentioned as well, like I think he mentioned something about a possible 4-inch line, and I can't remember what else he said on there too. There was something else. Maybe it was the HasLab. But anyway, anywho, Thunder Machine and Snowcat are coming to the classified series line allegedly. So these are the unofficial leaks, but like they've got some kind of they've got some background to them. The other thing I'll throw on here as well, there's a couple I'll throw on here. One is heavy duty, but only because we've had that trademark thing very recently. Not that it means anything a lot of the time, but I'm just guessing. And then the other, we don't know if heavy duty is coming for sure. I will add, it's only based on that trademark news. The other thing was the Stinger, because it's heavily rumored. Loads of people are talking about it, and it does, I must admit, look like a Stinger driver in one of the promo images for the Vamp and Clutch. So I would say that that's pretty solid to expect that one. Because I mean, let's face it, the Vamp, it's going to be redone. It's got to be. It's freaking awesome, and the Stinger's awesome as well. So of course, bring it on. So yeah, that's your unofficial leaks sort of segment. Now, let's get ready to rumble with the Mad Marauders. Yes, this is what you all came for. Let's talk about these images. Potato cam, absolutely. I mean, we've half of the course now, isn't it? Really? I mean, what do we expect when we first see the images of the figures? I don't expect any. If stuff starts coming out in like 4K, then I'm not interested. I have to see it so grainy and hideous from a distance with like a reflection on it. If I don't see that, I don't believe it exists in reality. But anyway, yeah, I'm surprised the Sarge didn't bring it out. A twice baked potato cam. I like that, Ismail. I like that a lot. Where's Footloose? Good shout, actually, Jeremy. Yeah, he needs to. Well, he's got to be coming. And when you think about the sub teams they do, yeah, 123 or 129. If I had to guess, because I don't bloody know anything about the bloody numbers, I couldn't tell you what numbers any figures were, apart from Tiger Force Flint, Vipra, the Mole Rat, Shooter, Shockwave, Helix, Hawk, and Nunchuck. because they're right next to me in the boxes. There's no other. I can't tell you. I don't know what the numbers are. 00 for Snake Eyes, 00. I want to say that was Duke one. I can't remember who one was. Could have been any of those crazy fools. I don't know what any of the numbers are. That's crazy. I just don't care at the same time. But yeah, I know people do, and well, I care that I'm collecting them all, so I know I know I have them all, so it's not like a problem. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm aiming to collect the entire collection. Oh, Roadblock was one. Thanks, guys. Thanks, nerds. My goodness, everyone came in on that one. Like a punch in the face. Paul, Scott, Darren, Rexship, Jeremy, love it. Thank you guys. Roblox was number one. Brilliant. I'm calling you nerds. Like I'm not on here talking about listings and leaked images. Like I'm really excited about it. Anywho, Sarge. Now, what's interesting about the Sarge here is that he gets all of his original items, which is a surprise. Actually, I wasn't expecting to see Mini Sarge here, but it's great that they've done a Mad Marauders logo on the card art and done the deco as Marauders too, so that's cute. I'm not sure how much they've changed the card art because it's hard to tell on Potato Cam Twice Baked, but maybe we'll get another better image in the future. So yeah, comes with all the rest of his gear. Comes with that AK. He comes with the hat, the shades, the whistle, which is all separated off him and put on to the side, which is an interesting vibe. But then and the baton under his left hand. Is there anything? I think that's just I think it's just the baton. And then we've got obviously the multiple hands, but then we've got the boxing gloves and the dumbbells, the barbells, dumbbells. Yeah, the dumbbells and the gloves that Big Boa has. So, and again, redecoed, nice. I wonder if the Marauders logo's on it. That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? If they've done that, like in the same way that we've got Cobra sigils on Boas. So I like that I like that they've done that, thrown those in, and I'm pretty sure is this a new design? This is a new design box, isn't it? I know obviously it's Mad Marauders kind of themed, so it's got that kind of nice black and blue sort of hue and vibe. But am I wrong in thinking that I thought there was artwork on the front of like the new window boxes on the front? Maybe there isn't, and I just haven't been paying attention again. Again, I'm the worst, aren't I? I never look at anything long enough to really give it its time of day, and then never retain any of that information. Anyway, Sarge looks good. Again, deco. It's your Marauders Sarge basically with green knee pads. I like that. Kind of really stand out. I'm excited. Yeah, Sarge versus Big Boa boxing match. Exactly, Tristan. I can't wait for the promo images. So yeah, cannot wait. I know there's still artwork on the second version of. Oh, right. I see. There is still artwork on the second version of the window packaging. Thank you, Rexship. Below the mini Sarge. What's below the mini Sarge? What am I reading, Miguel? The gloves. Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting that we're getting yet another new package to add to that. It's like we don't have enough new packages for this stuff. Also, what is funny is the hands under the gloves sort of look like the legs of a bird of prey, like the feet sticking out, the talons. I was kind of looking at it like, oh, he comes with an animal companion who is not a bird. He's a pair of boxing gloves with bird feet. No, that's not what that is. Tags. You're hoping they don't put the logos on the gloves so that you can put some old school Slaughters Marauders logos on there. That's kind of cool. I suppose you could always like rub them with whatever that alcohol is that takes off that kind of stuff, and then just stick them on afterwards. He was asking where the gloves were in the package. I see. Yeah, they're under the mini Sarge figure in those blue kind of. You can see him basically just under the you're right. Cool. So that's the Sarge. Again, awesome. Glad we're getting another Sarge. That's brilliant. Salute hand question mark. I don't think. I mean, I can't see. Not saying that there isn't one, but I think it'll just be the same extra hands he came with in the last release. But you never know. The Windsor Newton brush restorer. Thanks, Ryan. It's a different size box as well. Yes, Paul, it is. Wider than 25 bucks, but not quite the size of deluxe, 35 bucks. And the window doesn't wrap over the top on this one. Do you know what? That's mental, the amount of different packages we have, especially now that they know what they're doing with it. We still have variations of it, but I suppose it's nice to have like a subline packaging as well. So I'm down with it. It's definitely more minimalistic. It's definitely more kind of the, you know, the sexy blue and the black kind of vibing together. So I like it, but you know, it is what it is. It's sub team in it. I wonder what the behind them is. Is that going to be? Was there anything on barbecue's box? Because barbecue's box was different as well, wasn't it? Does it fit the same kind of scheme? I really can't remember barbecue's box. Kitty said. Anyway, we think so, Tags. We think Mini Sarge is going to be in the Marauder colours. I would imagine so. They've got a different. They've got the logo on the Mini Sarge cut the file, the front of the card art anyway. So at least there's that. So I'm sure. Oh, barbecues was closed art, wasn't it? Yeah, of course, Scott. It was the. I'm thinking more the background that you know behind him. Was there nothing in there like this blue background? Anyway, because that's what I'm wondering what it is behind him. Honestly. Anywho, let's look at the next image because the next one reveals the 2-pack of Low Light, Spirit Iron Knife, and Nile. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, thanks Darren Marshall for messaging me beforehand. Nile is it Navajo for wind? I want to say. I'm going to have a quick look at the message you sent me. Yeah, here we go. Right. Just to get yeah, here we go. Why can't I read all of a sudden? Yeah, Navajo for wind. Okay, that's really cool. So it's a different character of bird, and it allows Spirit to have, you know, a more than one bird scenario, which is pretty cool. Now I don't. Is it? I'm pretty sure it's a repaint of Freedom. I'm pretty sure, and they've just kind of done it as like a. I'm going to guess a different type of eagle, because that's another thing actually. Darren sent me a couple of images of what he thinks are the eagles. Golden and bald eagle are the options, right? So just throwing these up here. That one there looks kind of pretty much like it. And then maybe if you look underneath, it's got a bit of a deco. I don't know. I can't really tell. There is definitely some change ups in the deco on it, though. So it looks like it might be a different type of eagle, basically. But yeah, it's a different character though, which is really interesting, and something that obviously didn't happen in the previous Marauders. It was Spirit and Freedom, wasn't it, in the original Marauders? But I like this. I think this is a really cool idea. If you're gonna redeco, I mean, they should have done it with Timber, really, shouldn't they? Because if you're gonna redeco one completely, make it another character. And yeah, there could be some new aspects to it. That's true, actually. Nile looks like a golden eagle. Spirit's got a side bird. Freedom is going to be pissed. Yeah, true. Always good to have two birds on the go, Leon. The head looks different, says Paul. Oh, could be. Again, I don't actually know. But yeah, I think this is at this point, this is going to be one of those like speculative kind of guesses. But it's really nice, and it's cool that we know that Nile is, you know, Navajo for wind, which is quite cool. Which I have quite often. In fact, I'm going to say, oh, I've got the Nile again, and then on the toilet, giving it the farty biggin. Farty biggin was my nickname in college. It wasn't really. Cheers. That's a golden eagle, says Jedi Ben. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. We've got a golden eagle then. I like it. I'll go with that. If you're hell bent that that's a golden eagle, I'm with you 100%. Wondering if they're going to change Junkyard. Scott, that's a good point. Considering Mutton Junkyard were in the Marauders as well. Yeah, that's a very good point. They might do, or they might just do Junkyard the samesies. No art on the front really looks weird. it still doesn't feel. This feels like the 50th anniversary of this packaging, actually, doesn't it? When I think about it, it's got that kind of similar cutout vibe. In actual fact, it doesn't have the because of the way that the one overlaps over the top. It doesn't have that kind of star shape to it, does it? It has a much different kind of vibe completely. But it's nice to see them reutilizing the Mad Marauders stuff, though, because I felt like, are we just going to get barbecue? And then when we were told this 2-pack was coming, I was like, thank goodness. And then the Sarge as well was just a massive bonus. So it was like fan brilliant-tastic. Fan brilliant-tastic. Timber had half a dozen different characters all with the same name. That's very true, Chris. So they couldn't think of a better name. So they just kept calling it Timber every time. Shug it. I actually have done that already on this episode, by the way, because we were looking at the SMS and Techno Viper stuff a little while ago on the listings. It is a kind of bare bones packaging look. I would say minimalist, Will, but that's the same. That's exactly what you just said. Oh, they may not be final production copies of the packaging. That's interesting. That's true. Actually, let's talk about that, because we have had some things in the past come up that were legitimate, like this. This is legitimate as well, but like the was it Wolf Spider, Shadow Tracker? They came out early. Images were posted early of them, and those particular versions, those figures, weren't full production samples at that time. They were like, like there was still like some things being done to them and changes made, or they weren't the full. They were like samples, I guess, to a degree, but like bloody good ones as well, close to final, if that makes sense. So that's why we saw them so early, and it's probably why we're seeing these so early as a leak. And I say, because I'm not sure we're going to see these come the 29th. They might have to change some sort of direction now that they've leaked, but I don't know. Who knows? But I would say that, we probably won't see these for a little while. And if that is the case, don't worry too much. It's just that we're seeing, like very early production versions of them, very early. And the packaging, that's actually true. The packaging might not be final. That's a good point, actually. But if it does end up looking like this, don't be surprised. Weird that Hasbro put the names on the top, different design. Yeah, Officina Dos Joes, how you doing? Yes, another good point. Another good point. And again, that could be what we're seeing. Might be seeing some sort of like, attempt at some sort of like change up or more mock up. Excuse me. I did eat not long ago, and now it's like, doing one of these, I'm all like, yeah, I shouldn't have eaten at 1,000 miles an hour, but that's the only speed I know when it comes to food. Marauders Mutt should come with a Chihuahua. That would absolutely be phenomenal, Ryan. I'm confused as to why 2 snipers in one box when they change Spirit's primary. Well, because they're both snipers, and one of them can act as a spotter. In fact, Lowlight was technically a night spotter, wasn't he? Originally, so maybe they're just going to continue that. Maybe Spirit's the night spotter for Spirit in this case, but also because they're both Marauders figures, so that's why you're getting them, and they've both been done in the line very recently. There's no other reason for it. There's no other deep reason, unfortunately. It's just because those are the 2 available figures. They're both in the Marauders originally. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Away you go. Oh, that's a good point. Yes, so the backpacks have changed, haven't they, for Spirit? So hanging. In fact, actually, that's Outbacks, isn't it, in the middle at the front? Am I right? It's not his proper backpack. No, I don't think he comes with his proper backpack. I think one of those backpacks is. I think he's got the Outback backpack. Stop saying pack back. But yeah, I think his is going to be the Outback backpack, and Lowlights is the one to his right, obviously. Like the figure's right, our left as we look at it. But is the one that Lowlight's got, is that the one he comes with, or is that another different one? I can't tell because I'm crap at identifying those things. Don't lose Lowlight's scope when you get it. It was his bipod I lost before. Remember PP Crimson Guard and TF Dusty leaked January 2023, but weren't solicited till June 2023. Yeah, exactly, Jeremy. 100% yes. I mean, not the first time this has happened. We've had leaked images of loads of things that have taken ages to come out. I feel the Spirit needs to fight Shadow Tracker. Yes, definitely. Don't care about the boxes anymore. Sort of, I'm in that kind of vibe now, honestly. Yeah. Sorry if I missed it, but did they say there'll be a live stream on the 29th? They haven't. No, there's been no official announcement. We are just guessing based on the Entertainment Earth Drop Zone date. If that makes any sense. If that answers that question for you. It's not horrible as it is, but there could be a slip cover or something else for the final packaging. Oh, that's actually not a bad shout, is it, Darren? Considering Sarge had that himself. Sarge had a slip cover. I wonder if no, that's a 60th figure behind him, I think, isn't it? That might be the Action Sailor behind him. Or some, I don't know what that, I actually don't know what that is. I just assume Action Sailor because I thought it might all be classified stuff. I can't tell, but yeah, maybe there is a slipcover for the Sarge because that would make a lot of sense and would explain why they changed the interior packaging like that. Anyway, that's a good shout though. I like that. Good thinking, Batman. I want a classified topside with a pig. Oh, we should start doing that. I want Eagle and a Beagle 2-pack. Leon, I love it. One step closer to Footloose now. Yes. Spirit looks like Night Force-ish. He does have that Night Force vibe, doesn't he? But obviously, this is the Marauders, different sub team, and we'll get a different Spirit Night Force figure when they repaint it for the 19th time. The new bird will be Lowlight's pet now. I like it. I like that. It's not necessarily, well, it is Spirit Iron. It's Spirit Iron Knife and Nile, isn't it? And I don't know how you pronounce that. Maybe it's Niol or Niol, possibly. Again, ignorant on that one, unfortunately. I only checked I was actually going to find out what that name meant on before I went live. And then Darren sent me a message to tell me. So that was nice. Thank you, Darren. Looks like Tunnel Rats with Lowlight. Ah, thank you, Paul. So Lowlight gets Tunnel Rat's backpack. I like they're mixing it up a bit, though. I like that they're mixing it up a bit. I think that's kind of fun. We don't have to have the same stuff all the time. Like, I kind of like the fact they're throwing some stuff around. I like that. I'm in. I'm in. You had me at hello. Yes, it's Outback and it should have gone to Big Ben, Leon. Yes, maybe. Well, I mean, that's a great. I might just buy another Outback, and paint the backpack for Big Ben because I think he definitely needs a backpack. Tunnel Rat BB, yes, thank you, Flaffle. Lowlight Sniper is the Arctic Bat mod Zartan's sniper. Good eyes. I didn't even bother to zoom in and have a look because I thought it was impossible to tell. So good work on that one. Thank you very much. That does look like Lowlight's backpack, but upside down, says Darren. Yeah, but it's not because the top of Lowlight's backpack has got kind of like a, I don't know, maybe it is. This is, man, I think it is Tunnel Rats. Yeah, thanks, Scott. I think it is Tunnel Rats. Can't wait for Spearhead and Max. They've got to be up there, haven't they? Animal Companion, Night Force repaints, got to be in the mix. I've told myself that I'm not doing repaints if at all possible, but the Spirit 2-pack is going to be hard. Not the only one. Yeah. Put me in the pool. Sorry, Step Stories. Put me in the pool for a stream on the 28th with pre-orders on the 29th. Oh, I like, interesting, Scott. But they usually drop the pre-orders on the same day. But if you're betting that, that's fine. You bet that. I'm still going for the 29th as where I think it's going to happen. But you're more than welcome to do that. I have a Big Ben spare grunt backpack, says Todd. Oh, nice one. Yeah, Tunnel Rat's backpack with a look of it. Yeah, Spearhead and Max, absolutely King Ape. I think Spearhead and Max are probably my favorite animal companions. I'm trying to think of are there any others that I prefer? Like Norgahide and his boar are amazing. The Hydro Viper and the Ray, the Devil Ray, are incredible. I think that probably it's the Hydro Viper, Spearhead and Max, Norgahide and the boar for me. I think. Remember in the modern era they gave. And I think that's what you mean by Emmy. They gave Lowlight a different loadout for Marauders as well. Yes, they did, Steps Toys. They minimized it a bit, didn't they, as well? Like, they didn't give him as much stuff for a start. But you're right, they gave him different things. Lowlight version 3 had flashlights on pack, so it makes sense for Tunnel Rat. Nice. Of course he does. Thanks, Jeremy. Good. Nice little spot on that. Nice little kind of, cheeky inside homage might be going on there. This 2-pack became a pickup just for new bird. Exactly, Tristan. We all like to pick up new birds, don't we? Hoping for proper knives for the figure, unlike the 788 team's slip up. I don't know what that slip up is because I don't have that set yet. Because I'm way behind, by the way, on collecting things. Too bad we didn't get the crazy bare-chested spirit design from. Oh yeah, from that set. That was amazing. The one that was kind of like Billy. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Consider that Big Ben as a Night Force release, so there might be a standard release where he has a backpack. I hope so. Toys equals Midlife Crisis squared. But I will also say that that Big Ben is so close to the regular deco. I don't even know what they do deco wise to change it up. Well, obviously they could do things to make it exactly like the figure, and I kind of would be all over that, especially if it was on. He was on Digital Explosion background, wasn't he? I guess he was. Yeah, I think he was. So I'd love that if they did that, but they probably wouldn't. It'd probably be on a regular Explosion background. Nice move from Hasbro. Bring us another Eagle pet. Well done. Are these store specific? Says Stanley Eberhard. I mentioned that the Sarge is fan channel, and is probably the fan channel and Amazon thing where it's the same. And this, I don't think we have that information. So we don't know, but it seems to me like it does have a vibe of maybe Pulse to me, Stanley. I would say probably some sort of Pulse exclusive, maybe. If I was a betting man. Still banking on Airtight and a Canary. That's a good shout, Ryan. It really is. I'd love a dolphin pet in the line. Has there ever been one? Yes, Matt, there has. Finback was with Deep Six, I think. Yeah, in the Eco Warriors. And then they repainted it in like an orca deco, but obviously it's not really an orca deco. It's a, it was just black dolphin basically. I'm going to need an eel version 2 with Cyber Shark. Oh, Suki, yes, please, and thank you very much. If the stream is the 29th, it will be early before pre-orders drop. Yeah, so usually what happens is, as every event we've ever seemed to have ever with pre-orders, it will be what is it? The orders are going up at 1 p.m. Eastern, based on the Entertainment Earth drop. That's 10 a.m. Pacific. So that's the usual time that pre-orders go up on an event that happens in the morning around 11ish. So imagine the live stream or event, or not even live, it'll probably be pre-recorded, but the event will probably be that Thursday at 11 a.m. and then the pre-orders go up after the show at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, as they've done so many times in the past. What? Yeah, Spirit needs Johnny Depp's no, he does not. Hello, Payne. Listen, maggots, you'll buy Marauders and like it. Yes, they will, Jim. Yes, I will. Gonna name the bird Randy. Oh, that's cute. You can call it whatever you want, I guess, can't you? 788 officer had tiny Valkyrie knife, barely fits in leg sheath. That's ridiculous. I didn't realize that. Didn't Deep Six have a recolored whale dolphin? Yeah, we covered that. So I'm curious about the Raptor Deluxe set, since he comes with a bird, but he's not in the figure and pet category. That's a good point. That is a very good point. Well, then again, neither is Freedom and Spirit. Spirit and Freedom aren't in the figure and pet category. They were a standard release. They were a figure wave, weren't they? In the wave of figures. Shipwreck and Polly is another example. I guess it depends on the size of the pet. And in the case of Raptor, if he's coming with more stuff, which it sounds like, I'm guessing maybe they're going to do some crazy wings for that boy. Maybe some Buffalo Wild Wings. Maybe he's going to have some sort of crazy. Maybe he'll have the wings like the modern 4-inch version from the club, the FSS one, with that used the kind of futuristic ghillie suit sort of vibe. And that would be enough to render it a deluxe figure rather than a figure and pet, when the pet is smaller than, like the same size maybe as Freedom. But that is an interesting point that I've never really considered. So Tunnel Rat and Outback backpacks. The Shovel is Outback's 2. Sniper Rifle is Arctic Bat. Anything else? Other than the bird being new, we can't tell, because there's a massive shiny blooming reflection on one side of the image. You can hardly really see the decos. I mean, there's a bit of blue on his boots, a bit of blue for the lads, and on Spirit anyway. And I guess his headband is blue. I think it is. Yeah, it is. Do you know what? I'm really excited for these because that low light. I had the UK version of low light, which was It was the Slaughter's Marauders figure, ever so slightly different shade of deco, ever so slightly. You can hardly. You have to put them together to see the difference, but you can see it. And it was they were also they have different bum stamps because they were molded in different places. I think, if I'm remembering rightly. And anyway, so that low light was the one I had as a kid because that was the only one in the UK that I could find that we had. And even though I'd been to the States, I'd never seen regular low light. I'd never because he was out way before I was out there, and even I think I was out there when low light version 2 popped up, but I didn't see him on shelves. Did I have him? No, I didn't. I never had that version of low light. So as a kid. So yeah. Anyway, now we just need to know Triple T when. Yeah, I wonder if they might reveal that on the 29th. They might do. We need a classified dolphin with lasers. Yeah, exactly. I like they're giving us another animals as pain. I totally agree. Undertone Barracuda. Oh, again, good shout, Suka. These are good shouts for animal companions. Steps Toys cartoon deco Big Ben maybe as the regular release. I think he was brighter even than the figure deco. He was, and more basic in its deco. 100%. Yeah. They are right. Got it. Got it. That the 788 fire team. That sucks, man. But again, it's just a knife. That ain't a knife. But I would say that I don't have that set yet, and I am looking forward to it though because those decos are beautiful. Sharks with freaking laser beams on top of their freaking heads. Yes, Jedi Ben, indeed. I want Blizzard or Iceberg to come with a penguin. We've all been there. Yes. I think if I think about it, Iceberg wouldn't be a good figure to come with an animal companion. Not necessarily the entire whale that he turned into, but I think Iceberg with a penguin would be kind of fun. Or like a polar bear. How good would that be? I think a polar bear would be amazing. Would be amazing. Come on, guys. This line is all about animals now. No one gives a crap about the human figures in this line. The only thing people care about are the animal companions in this line. If you say that isn't the case, you're lying. Lies. I'm just kidding, by the way. I know you're not lying. An orca pet would be cool, but probably be considered a figure with vehicle. That would be kind of cool, actually. And they'd sell none of them. I'd buy one, but Dr. Evil approves your message. He does, yeah. Punting these into March would be nice so that I could devote the February toy spend to the HasLab Fire Convoy. I don't think we'll see these anytime soon. That's just, if we do, I'd be surprised. And if that doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'll be surprised. I can be surprised. That's what I very often am. But I don't think they'll be out before the 29th for the 29th. I guess small pet doesn't qualify. Yeah, I don't think it does. Whip snakes question marks says pain. Yes, whip snakes is a troop builder 2-pack, and it is a different listing to this particular 2-pack of these two homies right here. So yeah, we don't know. You just know it's a troop builder, the whip snakes 2-pack. A flock of penguins. Yeah, loads of them would be really cool, wouldn't they? Big question for Raptor is the wings. Yeah, I mean it is, isn't it? I mean, is it going to be soft goods? Is it going to be like I mean, again, look at other lines, look at what they do. It's very likely it's going to be a set of maybe 2 different types of wings, or maybe some articulated ones if they want to get really ridiculous with it. But yeah, I don't know. Is the answer, and will be the answer for most of this. Unfortunately, we know some things, but then I tell them to you, and then some things I can't say, but then other things I just don't actually know. They're staying close to the original releases with the smaller pets. Yep, they are actually. I would love Raptor to come with some Buffalo Wild Wings now. Thank you, Peppermint Oil Capsule, for the super chat. just because. I really appreciate the support, very much so. You're very kind, and thank you very much. Yeah. Um, then again, my childhood raptor didn't have wings, so I decapitated a silverhawk. Ouch. Low light goggles? Question mark. I would imagine so. They're probably in there somewhere. I like. It's just hard to see with, like I said, with the twice baked potato camera images. You're probably like in there, and we just can't see them clearly. But I would be very surprised if they don't give low light his goggles for this version. It would be a bit weird. I really want Raptor to be a silly Birdman rather than the Vulture from the Spider-Man movie. True, yeah. He was in a Woolworths 3-pack. He was in a Woolworths 3-pack, Leon Jarno, but he also came single-carded too. I hope they release a new character for this sub-team similar to Wolves. Sorry, you're talking about the UK low light, I guess, Leon, weren't you? I hope they release a new character for this sub-team similar to Wolf Spider. That'd be kind of cool, Todd. Yeah. I feel like there should be a new character in every single sub-team, and not just the same one they keep releasing and just finds itself in or finds themselves in each sub team. But I definitely think we should have a new Tiger Force in introduction, and not in the case of like I don't think we've had any new Tiger Force yet, have we? That haven't already been in Tiger Force. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe we haven't. I can't remember. So yeah, the fact that Wolf Spider was a new character brought into Night Force. Let's bring one into the Marauders. Plus, we've also got. I'm not sure if you guys really count them, but I mean, you should do. They're canon still, but like Hardball, Sergeant Smasher, and is that it? Maybe that's it. I'd love to see those kind of done as well. I know they're like really obscure. Well, Hardball's less obscure, but Sergeant Smash is just like it was just a name they gave the one of the foreign variants of Sergeant Slaughter, but they made a different character out of him, sort of made it like, yeah, yeah, changed the ethnicity to make it like a new character as well, completely new mold and everything. Well, new head sculpt. So yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool, honestly. Robot Shark, lols. This would be a good time to release the Renegades 3-pack to go with the Mad Marauders. Yes, Miguel, absolutely. I'd love that. PulseCon Slaughter's Renegades, that'd be great, wouldn't it? That would be so good. That really ain't a knife, it's a toothpick. Commando reference for the win. Who's did a Commando reference that I missed somehow? Oh, did I do a Commando reference? I can't remember. The only figure and pet I'm jonesing for right now is Hydra Viper with his Manta Ray. Absolutely, Ed, but it's a Devil Ray. Get your facts right. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking with you. Obviously, I'm just being an idiot. Walrus would be a great animal companion, Leon, for sure. Vulture should be technologically advanced, while Raptor should be like a loony circus sideshow character, in my opinion, of course. I agree. I totally vibe with what you're saying, Suka. I just really enjoyed the modern 4-inch figure for what they did with it. But no, I get what you're saying. As a character, he should definitely be a little more hokey pokey. If Iceberg or anyone comes with a penguin, it should be named Cubes. I'm all over that, Richard Mark Borges. I think that's an amazing name for a penguin anyway. We need a Tiger Force Tiger. What's the one that comes with the Tigor? As if I forgot that for a split second. Let's get Tigor in the line, please. Even though I think Tigor is actually a bad guy. I can't remember. I'm so poor now with thinking of things. I know all Iceberg got was a gun, like a massive. Was it like an M60? It was a big machine gun, but yeah, that's all he got. It was crazy. I wonder if the rest of the figures in that wave had, all of the accessories, and that's why he had nothing. We are all collecting pork belly. We really are. And Yobbo, maybe a Tiger Force saber-tooth animal. Flaffle, they did have that in development, didn't they? Wasn't there some sort? I'm sure a freelance artist posted their work they'd done on an Arctic Scarlet, was it, with a saber-tooth tiger? That was kind of cool. That was early on in the kind of line, wasn't it? That was well early on in the life of Classified. Version 2 Dusty with a coyote, absolutely, Joe. That's funny about the pets, Chris. I actually have a friend who is not at all a Joe fan, but buys any Classified fig with a pet because of how good the animals are. It's genius, isn't it? I love that, Paul. Battle Cat is on clearance. Nice. I'm going to theorize that Whip Snakes will be a Cobra Trooper 2-pack since Cobra Trooper won the poll they did last year during 1027 event. Interesting. I'm still going for Royal Guards because I'm going to be very disappointed, I know, but I'm going for it. Maybe give Raptor a perch for the figure and the bird just looks up, lol. That's it. End of. Deluxe, maybe soft goods, traditional, and updated techie wings. Tripwire, traditional, and update. Yeah, exactly, Flaffle. Absolutely could see both of them thrown in there. The Marvel Legends wave with Sam Wilson's giant wings was on deep clearance at BBTS. Well, I imagine Raptor will probably go on clearance as well at some point. But I'm here for it. I can't wait to get that figure. We need Footloose, though. We do. Not the first person to say it, and certainly not the last. They did Vipra for Python Patrol. Yes, they did, Paul. That was a new character. Well, a new addition to the Python Patrol. Yeah, not a new character technically, but sort of, but not. So confusing. How do you even genreify that? How do you work that out? Old character, new to the sub team. I guess that's all you need to say, really. Mad Marauders cover girl. Yes, Jeremy. I think that's a great shout. Great shout. Based on the connection with her Wolverine and the fact that Wolverine was used for the links, was it? So yeah, I think agreed with you on that one. Yeah, Tiger Force has just been the OGs. Absolutely, Scott. I suppose the Ram Cycle's a new Tiger Force character, right? Yeah, no one said that yet. I don't think. I think I'm the first to say that. It's not a new character. Go with someone like Marauders Scoop. Ooh, if not a new character, go with someone like a character that's not been in that lineup before. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I like that. PP Bats is another one, Jeremy. Yes, you're right. Python Patrol Bats. I guess soft goods as they did for Mindbender and Serpentor. I doubt they go high tech and provide metal wings or so. We'll see. I don't know. I think they're going to do something significant because it's a deluxe figure. I don't think it'll just be like, well, then again, you're right. You've got a point. Serpentor and Mindbender are pretty heavy on the deluxe, but they've got the air chariot and Mindbender's got all of his like lab gear and everything. And I don't know. I think it's going to be dependent on what he comes with. But the wings have got to be a focal point, haven't they? I would imagine. So anyway, Cover Girl would be solid in Marauders. She would. Ali Viper on sale for $17 today at BBTS and Zorana for 16. Get in there if you haven't. Those are great figures. I'm late to the stream, but are these real or knockoffs? Emprise, it is legitimate, but there's a possibility we're looking at kind of like early packaging samples, and that's why they're leaks quite early in the day. But they are the legitimate. This is real. Falcon, of course. We need Falcon. We need his head. And Falcon was in Marauders, of course. Yes, absolutely. Kitchen duty for Falcon from Mad Marauders. Sergeant Smasher was Craig Pittman from WCW. Yeah, big time. I'd love to classify the concept Cobra character from the 80s who would have come with a pet tiger, or the concept Renegade Scarhead with the Black Panther. The concept Cobra character with the pet tiger was that that dreadnought looking dude. I forget his name now. I can't remember, but someone will know in the comments. Would Mad Marauders Falcon with face paint or new head sculpt? 100% Stan. No. Always loved the design of Undertow, and if they are an army builder, you'd have a ton of Barracuda. That would be wicked, wouldn't it? This is great and all, but where are the Renegades, Taurus, Red Dog, and Mercer 3-pack? That would be all. I mean, New York Night, 1974. I'm here for that all day long. Give me some awesome Renegades. Renegades! I could see Crystal Ball coming with an owl. Matt, that's genius. Would it be a real owl or would it be the Clockwork one from like Clash of the Titans? Brilliant. Iceberg with the polar battle bear. I was thinking more a polar bear, but that would be kind of cool, Flaffle. It's not an animal companion; it's a vehicle companion. But I like what you think. I like you thinking. We've already had Snow Job, haven't we? And Frostbite. I mean, if a Snowcat is coming, which it sounds like it probably is, then Frostbite's going to be in there. So yeah, you're running out of figures that you could really utilize with the Polar Battle Bear, and they've got to do that as a vehicle. I mean, come on, You've got Arctic figures now. Get with the program, guys. So yeah, I think Iceberg would do really well with that. Because I mean, Blizzard's going to come with more gear. I mean, skis, backpack that turns into a motorcycle somehow. Yeah, just because of the handlebars. I'm just kidding. But like, yeah, he comes with loads of gear, helmet, lots of multiple rifles and weapons. Yeah, I think he would be great just as a figure with lots of stuff. But Iceberg would be great with the Polar Battle Bear. Agreed. And then you could just give him his machine gun, and it wouldn't feel as bad. Colonel Courage is a good shout, Eduardo. I'd like to see Colonel Courage in general. Tigor, or Tigor, how you pronounce it, yes, is Força-Feira at Estrela, Brazil. Recall, repaint. Yep, should be excellent. Rank him at Tiger Force. I would, yeah. Is he good or bad? Oficina dos Joes, because I did a thing recently where I was looking them up, and oh, it was for Kangor because I was doing the Big Boa. Let's talk classified Big Boa video, and obviously I'm aware of Força-Feira. I'm a big fan of big fan of that, but I can't remember if Tigor is a good guy or a bad guy. You might have told me in the comments already, but I'm so far behind at the moment. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. All of the animal companions need alternate heads with glowing eyes for the Cobra's Creatures episode. Yes, Ryan, whole set just of heads would be great. Wasn't Night Force Lowlight and a Real American Hero a cancelled figure? Yes, Leon, if you've been paying attention to Dan Kay's page, creating G.I. Joe books and all that fame, then yeah, there was a whole group of cancelled Night Force figures and a vehicle. So the Slugger and Thunder, and then you had Lowlight, I want to say Rumbler, was it? And then what were the other two? One of the, oh goodness, Blocker. Was it Blocker? I can't remember which Battle Force 2000 figure it was. And I forgot the other one as well. How annoying is that? But yeah, there were cancelled Night Force figures, yes, and Lowlight was in that group of figures that were not cancelled necessarily. What's the word? Concepted, but never went any further than that. Or that was who they were going to do, and then they changed their minds, and they had like a there's some information about that somewhere. In fact, go read Dan's books because it's in there. Those Mad Marauders are not my bag, but glad for those who could not find the molds. Whip Snakes equals Fatal Fluffy's 2-pack. Hilarious. Still waiting on a Night Viper, indeed. Especially a Night Viper that has all the yeah. Classified Desert Scorpion. Think you should come with an actual giant Goliath Scorpion or a ME era mechanized Scorpion robot. Personally, I'd love a giant size real Scorpion. Mindbender creation. That's interesting, Darth, actually. And it's a good point. I think I'd go with what the original intention was. And I think it was a mechanized sort of vibe. But yeah, like a giant Scorpion would be brilliant, wouldn't it? And also, if they made it like an actual Scorpion, it would be very close to what an actual Scorpion size would be, wouldn't it? Like, or one of the biggest ones they do. One of the biggest ones that the world does of Scorpions. Yeah, do we know the origins of the leaked pics? Says Stanley. No, but we believe they're from the Far East, and we believe that it's an anonymous person that's sharing them. So, yeah. Sorry if it's been mentioned. Do we know the numbers for these two sets? We do not, John. Although Sarge, you can kind of just see it's 1, 2 something, maybe 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 9. We don't know, and yeah, but it's really hard to work out. And this one, you just can't tell because there's no image that shows the numbers on the side. Whip Snakes Royal Guard 2-pack with a couple tube snakes. Oh, those tube snakes. Those wacky, inflatable, arm flailing tube snakes. If you're looking for obscure Joes to make, how about Recall and Pathfinder? I'll have both, please. Both of those are epic figures. Recoil comes with Brave Star's gun. I love that. I know it's not Brave Star's gun, but I always thought about that because it was like lots of just two like all over the place, and then and all that really cool like M16 variation or whatever that was. I don't know what it was. I'm not going to lie. It's just a really cool rifle. He came with the blue one with the scope on it and everything. It was really nice. I like that one a lot. But yeah, and Pathfinder. Imagine the accessories for Path. He'd have to be a deluxe for one thing, and it would be amazing. Working, spinning blades on the on the old, what you call it, the old weed whacker. Um, would you give him like a proper like Home Depot, Lowe's sort of weed whacker that's got like the coil like wire on it that always you always have to constantly keep like fixing and change. Oh, I used to hate that. With the one I used to work on a summer camp, and I did the maintenance for like a number of years on the summer camp. Loved it. It was great, and ended up in New Jersey as well, and ended up having to weed whack one the entire, like, it took 2 days to do the lawns on our camp. It was huge, and that was between two of us, one on a ride on lawnmower and the other one with a weed whacker, and then we would alternate every now and again when the other person wanted to, just end it all by wrapping the weed whacker line around their neck, because it was so annoying, because you couldn't do the thing where you bang the end, like you kind of tap the end, the bottom, and it would release more coil. No, it was broken. So every now and again, you had to stop, turn it off, flip it upside down, open it out, pull out more wire, lock it into place, put it back in, turn it back, start the bloody thing, because it was on one of those kind of like starter motor things. And that it would never start first time. You'd have, like, afterwards, you'd have like an arm like that one guy who's just got one giant bicep arm, like just like it would constantly do. It was horrible. Anyway, so then yeah, you had to constantly keep manually like letting the wire out, and we weren't stupid enough to do that while it was running, because you know safety and all that. So it took ages to actually cut anything down. So if you got the ride on lawnmower, which was this, it was called a turf tiger, by the way, and it was orange and it had tiger stripes all over it, and it was like riding a Tiger Force vehicle. You can imagine my absolute glee rocking that round the football pitches, soccer pitches, and the baseball diamond and all that kind of stuff. It was amazing. Anyway, that was a huge camp, and it felt like all grass. Like everywhere was grass. Even the buildings we were in were grass. That's what it felt like when you were doing the blimmin' weed whacking. I'll tell you that much right now. And you'd end up with like, oh yeah, I'd wear boots, but it would be like the middle of the summer. You'd be hotter than the surface of the sun, and you're rocking loads of gear trying to like cut the grass in the heat, sweating your absolute grundles off, with goggles and like headphones on, because you want to listen to music and not the noise that it makes. And yeah, just an absolute nightmare of a time. But that had to be done periodically through the summer, and it would take us legitimately 2 days to complete. It was mental. Anyway, did you enjoy that little complete tangent that made no sense? I think everyone dropped off as I started talking about that. They can base Raptor's wings off of a base jumper type suit. Yeah, like the kind of what they called the squirrel, the flying squirrel jobs. Yeah. I don't think they will, but Sub-Team Steel Core would make sense. Yeah, like Steel Core, Tiger Force, Seal Core. Yeah, Marauders. That's a really good idea. Not on the 2-pack, but Sarge is either 123 or 129. Hard to tell from image. I mean, everything's hard to tell from these images. Nemesis Enforcer's wings better be majestic. Ronin X33. Yes, I believe that they've got to be huge, haven't they? I would think he'd come with multiple. I think he'd have like an open set of ridiculous wings and a closed set. That's what I would expect. Or they could come up with some sort of Cybertronian technology that made them articulated and biological and amazing. But yeah, I hope they're going to be superb. They have to be. Mad Marauder cover girl with long blonde hair, new head sculpt, that would be a hit. I agree, Flaffle. I agree. If we're going to go obscure, let's go Salvo and Laser Viper. Good shouts. Wasn't there a Sigma 6 figure that came with a tiger? Yes, it was an adventure team sort of set. I think they were calling it Adventure Team, but I have it actually, and it's like one of those adventure sets where it's like you have, oh god, who comes with it? Is it Storm Shadow or is it no, Storm Shadow comes with the snake, I think Recondo comes with the tiger. But yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. I have those sets though. That's how ridiculous this is. Crystal ball with an owl. The owl's eyes better be hypnotic swirls. Exactly. How many comments have I missed? Loads. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Dreadnought Scarhead with the Panther. Yes. Dread head. Yeah, Dreadnought Scar head with Panther. Nice one. Was there a Yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I'm back where I was. I want to see the Space Vipers from the first 5-part miniseries. Love those. The ones that Super Seven did in their first wave, or one of their first ish waves of reaction. Joe, yeah, big time. They would be really cool. Sigma Six had a short run of Adventure Team sets. Yep. BF 2000 is crap figure, but amazing card art. I don't know, Leon. I do. I know what you. I know that a lot of people don't like the bit Battle Force 2000 necessarily, but I think because they were quite prominent in the UK, like they were easy to get in the UK, and I remember having all of those that were available, and they came actually in. You guys got them in 2 packs, I want to say, and we got them in like single cards, but also I think some of them came in 2 packs in like little versus 2 packs, didn't they? I want to say Voltar and someone came together, like Kitty said. But anyway, irrelevant. But yes, I'd love Battle Force 2000 in classified, and I think given enough time, I think it will happen. Oh yeah, remember being upset that the Joe Colton set with the gorilla got cancelled? Yes, absolutely. Blaster, thank you. That was the Night Force character, Leon. I was trying to think of. Thank you. And Backstop was the other one. Thank you, Tim. Thank you very much. The Cobra Tiger trainer concept kind of looked kind of crazy. Had a big fur mane, wore tiger stripe pants and a mask with some fur boots. Kind of had an evil circus trainer vibe. I know who you mean now, actually, Darth. I've got the books there. I could probably find it, but again, I don't think it would make for the best content right now. Like this is like me just rambling the whole time. Although technically we're at the end of the news burst, and I'm just going through comments, so that's fine. I wonder if they will do an armored Coco as a Python patrol. That would be so good. There was a red version, wasn't there, for that kind of ceremonial set? So you could kind of, have some sort of basis in reality with it. But yeah, I'd love that. You could even get away with decoing him an armored Cobra Commander in Python Patrol deco. You could get away with doing in the vehicle deco, couldn't you? That kind of the black with the red kind of pattern, which would be very similar to the vehicles. I love that. Low light rumbler, backstop, and blaster. Thank you, Darren. Tigor and Leontor are the good guys. Kangor and Urzor the bad guys. That's right, Ficina. Yes, because Urzor is the one with the bear, isn't it? Yes, and because it's a repeater repaint, put the moustache on it. It really does make you like think it's something else. I think for the longest time I thought it was a leatherneck repaint, not from actually looking at it or going into any detail. I think the first time I saw it, I thought it was a leatherneck repaint because of the tash. And no, it's a repeater. It's an amazing, like the deco really confuses you on that figure. It really does. I love it. Do you still want Lightfoot, Chris? Always, Joe. I mean, I do have one. Thanks to Ray Murphy, the wonderful Ray Murphy, I do have a classified custom Lightfoot, which is over there, which is perfect. He's amazing. So I'm good for it. But, if they do one, phenomenal. Valor versus Venom Sand Scorpion, Mechanical Scorpion would be amazing in classified. It would, John. It would. And you can imagine all like the little intricate articulation points, and it'd be so cool. It would be so cool. And effectively, yeah, as I was saying before, like if you did a giant regular scorpion, it would look like a real scorpion, and you'd have like a real scorpion on your desk, and forget about it, and then crap your pants when you saw it. Oh, it was Storm Shadow that came with the tiger. Thank you, Felix. I think it was one of the two. I thought someone came with a snake. I can't remember, but yeah. Storm. You're right. Storm Shadow comes with a tiger. I'm not saying it again. The screams from those tube snakes still gives me nightmares. I can hear it now. I want to see more new sculpt figures characters, says John. Yeah, I also want to see that. I want to see I want to see them do like a hollow point from the Built to Rule line. I want to see them do new characters, but then also some of the Dart and Crosshairs, and there's others. There's loads, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. But yeah, I agreed with you. I'd love to see them kind of delve into that era a little bit. Did the original Sergeant Slaughter come with dumbbells? No, he didn't. He did not. I just went for a weed whacker with my tube snake. Thank you, Leon. Weed whacker with the spool of string. I know. Oh, excuse me. Oh, good. Really don't want to buy these sets, but Hasbro knows how to poke my wallet. Amazing. Chris uses Ryobi weed whackers. I did then. I don't anymore. Don't think I'm. That was the weed whacker that they had at the camp. That was I didn't have I didn't have a choice. Will I swear. Tiger Force Lawnmower HasLab confirmed. Yeah, but that thing was amazing. The actual ride on was the best. It was so good. It was so, and you could literally, it was like one of those, like the handles like that. So you could do like donut spinny thing. Oh, it was amazing. So much fun on that thing. And you'd like gun it over, you'd be like gun it over to the football field in it. Like you'd be like, like a Mario Kart or some shiz. And then you get to the football field and you hit the grass, you'd like come to a stop, lower the things and just go. It was so good. I loved that. The ride on lawnmower was great. Weed whacking sucked so hard. A lot less bother than an other old UK lawnmower commercial. Yes, Leon, I remember that. Cutter with an actual killer whale, hilarious. With a saddle, yeah. Storm Shadow with tiger, Snake Eyes with snake, Recondo with croc. Thank you, John. Thank you. Like I said, I had those sets and just information gone. Night Force Steel Core would be great. Yes, it would. Cutter with a pet seal. I'd love that. Battle Force 2000 came both single carded and 2-packs in the US. Thank you, Paul, for that confirmation. We just didn't get them as 2-packs, I should say, then in that case. Yeah, we didn't get them as the 2-packs. Voltar was with Muskrat. Thank you, Leon. He was. Can we get a Swamp Masher? Classified Swamp Masher HasLab? Anyone? No? Just me and Flaffle? Okay, fine. Got to pick up my wife from work. You all have an awesome night. Good night, cheese bags, Jojo. Thanks, Joe. Take care, bud. Battle Force would come as see-through figures since they're all dead. Yeah, they'd be the holographic kind of, the Force ghosts. Battle Force ghosts. What? As if. Genius. I'm a ninja. Sigma Shipwreck came with a monkey. Yes, he did. Sigma 6 Shipwreck, he did, yeah. Make a Desert Bat Deluxe with a mechanical scorpion. That would work too, wouldn't it? Hacker, Barrel Roll, Blackout. Good shouts, Leon, for the new kind of sculpt era class figure, new characters at the time. Think original Big Boa and Kangor had dumbbells. Yes. Well, not the original Big Boa and Kangor, but the ones from the modern 4-inch lines did. Regular Big Boa, as in the first version of Big Boa, in the vintage line was just a punching bag, some gloves, and that was it. And the little hose came out of his mask. But other than that, he didn't really come with a crap ton of stuff. And then Kangor just came with the kangaroo and I think the punch bag as well and the gloves. But in terms of when they did the Big Boa for the FSS, this club, the modern 4-inch version, that's when they introduced the dumbbells, which had already been tooled, I think, for some. I can't remember who it was now. That's lost. I've lost that in my brain now too. But yeah, and then they redid it for the Kangor figure that came out afterwards. But yes, to what you're saying, brother Malachi, is kind of right. It was the Big Boa and Kangor from the FSS kind of period, but not the originals. Darren Marshall, Red Spot, Sergeant Hacker, Barrel Roll, Dwight Stall, Cannonball, John Warden, etc. Yeah, absolutely. All those. Let's get them all into classified. Darth Brett says, count me in for any Battle Force 2000 figures in classified. Indeed. Do I know more about Retro Major Blood? I don't really know anything about Retro Major Blood, Stanley, other than he was cancelled they changed their mind on that particular retro figure. So it was on the line plan early on. And then when it was a weird thing, it was all about timing. So around the time of knowing that Retro Major Blood was around the corner with Snake Eyes, it was on a line plan of information, and it was way in advance. It was like a year in advance, I think. And then what happened were the packaging thing started coming up in conversation as they were going to be switching to non-plastic packaging, which meant that the retro series was going to come to an end with those last two figures on the line plan, which were Snake Eyes and Retro Major Blood, as far as we were aware. And then when they revealed that, we're not going to be doing plastic packaging anymore, we're not going to be doing the retro line, etc., The last retro figure is going to be Cobra Commander in the HasLab or what have you. They then got, I think it was the backlash, but I think also Hasbro just changed tack on it in general, and then said, okay, well, we are doing packaging now. But anyway, before that happened, they decided to obviously make a change, take Major Blood out, and put in a troop builder, Crimson Guard, because I think the thought process, and again, I don't actually know the ins and outs, but I assume the thought process was that, well, if he's going to be the last two, Snake Eyes is going to be a good seller because it's Snake Eyes. Let's do a troop builder so that people what can army build another troop, but there's one they've already got, kind of thing. So that was, I think, the mindset behind it. So that's why we got the Crimson Guard. And then shortly after they developed and decided to go that way and do the packaging that way and yada yada yada, it was revealed that Hasbro were going back to, oh, we are going to do some plastic packaging for some lines. And then it just went, yeah, we're just going to do plastic packaging again for our collector lines. And then it was like okay, great. Well, we're back on the retro again. And Cobra Commander was effectively the start of that for the HasLab, but sort of already in between. He was right in the middle of that kind of hullabaloo as well. And then, that's when we started getting more information about more retros coming. And that was the Duke and Retro Scarlet information that came through. Again, we initially thought it was Duke Scarlet Cobra Commander. That's what we were told. Then things changed again, and it was Duke Scarlet Recondo, but then Cobra Commander was pushed. And yeah, it's like the retro line gets a lot of movement. Should we put it that way? A lot of movement happens in the retro kind of line plan. Anyway, so do I think they'll do one? Maybe they probably didn't run it. Like they probably didn't. Whatever changes they were planning to make, whatever deco they were going to do, they probably didn't actually end up running it. They might have done, but I don't think they necessarily did, because they probably would have seen one a bit earlier than 6 figures in or however many it is already, that we know of, and then a few more that we know of, and then a few more listings that we don't know yet. So maybe one of them could be. It's all a little bit up in the air, but I'd like to see another retro blood. I would. Another Major Blood, and if it has to be retro, then great. That's a cool way of doing it. Chris, who are you unboxing next? Next up will be Shockwave. That's this guy, if you didn't know, on the beach. Shockwave at the beach. The most inappropriate card back I've ever seen in my life. But no, so we'll be doing Shockwave on the next unboxing, which I would, you know what, I was going to just do the listings today, and then this news dropped, so I had to combine them two. So two birds. I'm referring to Neol and Freedom. Yeah, get it? 2 birds, 1 stone is what I'm getting at. So maybe tomorrow. I don't think I've got anything else planned right now. I've done the preview on the weekly of what I expect to happen on the 29th, so I'm not doing a standalone episode for that. So yeah, I think it's going to be Shockwave is the next unboxing, and that maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I might just be like absolutely knackered and want to just relax for a bit, but no, that doesn't happen around here. I'm like I said before, we want to do way more videos, way more content going forward. Obviously, availability does hamper some of my team, but we will definitely do, and me as well. Like my availability hampers other people involved, but we'll get to that, and we'll be doing more interviews and stuff. So yeah, we'll be getting a lot of content out as much as possible. Yes, it was. Yeah, the sparring equipment. Thanks, Ed. The sparring equipment that they used the dumbbells for, and some other stuff for Big Bar as well. Yeah, the mask, the kind of like pugil stick and everything. That was for the Rise of Cobra Duke figure. Yeah, absolutely. That we never got. Wraith and Bomb Strike. Good shout. There will be blood. I like it. Munitia. That's another good shout. Think we will get the Cobra Sea Ray. Oh, that is a deep cut. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I don't say no to any of it. I would love all of it. Blackout would be a great Cobra edition. Agreed, Robert. Now that we have a classified Big Boa, would be really neat to get a classified Rocky, as in Rocky Balboa. Yeah, I mean, yeah, fingers crossed they can sort that out with Stallone. Although he has got like a bit of a funny relationship with was it the director or something to do, maybe the producer of one of the Rocky Balboa series, the Rocky series. Like he does a lot of the films because it's something that he loves. But he wasn't in the Creed movies, was he? Anyway, there's a funny thing going on there with Rocky, with Stallone and one of the other producers on Rocky that I think has kind of soured a little bit that kind of vibe. But we've seen Rocky figures from NECA. I don't think it would be beyond the realms of possibility to for them to do. I think it'd be really cool, actually. Could Retro Major Blood be one of the two yet to be named retro? Could be Stanley. I'm not going to say no because I don't know. So possibly. Major Blood is the classified Rodney Dangerfield. He gets no respect. Totally. Road Toad, yes. I would need to see a retro Major Blood. The first one was. I wouldn't need a retro Major Blood. The first one was perfect, says Derek. It's a really good figure, and it's definitely underrated. But I would say as well with Blood, I don't like that those little missiles don't fit in the backpack very strongly. That really bugs me. They're always falling out. Still waiting for the littlest hobo in the pet line, but we've got like about 10. Blood needs a more vintage arm and eye patch. Retro is the way to go for that. Yeah, I guess. Definitely. I feel like with if they were going to do a retro Blood, he'd have to have some retro aspects, wouldn't he? Chrome stuff. Yes. Sky Havoc. Yes, Jeremy. You're singing my songs. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah. Same hymn sheet. We're on the same hymn sheet. Stallone was in Creed. Rocky trained Apollo's kid. Thank you, brother Malachi. I haven't actually seen Creed, so that's my knowledge on that. I'm sure he's got some. Oh, that was it. The producer took the rights, so Sly can't own the franchise he wrote. That's it, Leon. That's why he's soured with the producer. Thank you. That's what I was getting at. I am shocked no classified hit and run yet, being a very popular figure. Same, Eben. Let's get Mr. T into the Joes. He's in the World of Warcraft. He's in the World of Warcraft, so why not? Indeed. Let's get all the famous 80s people in there. Super Trooper. Do you know I'd be all over that, Scott? You know it. I hope it's Retro Sonic Fighters Major Blood. Okay, Jeffrey. In fact, actually, Diana, I know you're saying I have to see Creed. I think I've seen Creed and I haven't seen Creed 2 or 3. It's the first one I have seen. So yeah, I take that back. I have seen Creed. I just forgot he was in it because the other thing is, after you get to a certain point in the Rocky franchise, they all start blending into, especially the modern-ish ones. They kind of blend into each other a little bit, and I get confused. Yeah, that's the only thing wrong with the figure is the missiles. Yeah, you have to see 2 and 3. I will. I'll get there. I might even sneak one in tonight. Yeah, Kitty said. How popular is the Warthog? That seems possible for retail. Oh, James, it probably isn't possible for retail because if you think the thing's an army, it's a troop carrier. You got 6 spaces in the back. You're thinking of a 6-space figure, like 6 classified figures in the back, 3 like a driver, gunner, and navigator, or I don't know, driver and 2 weapons operators in the front, 3 figures in the front, 6 in the back, 2 huge. I'm with you. I want the Warthog more than anybody, genuinely. But I think that's more of a HasLab. And I think that's a good HasLab because you could have Slaughter in his what's the word? In his Warthog gear. You know, that would be I love that Slaughter. I think it's amazing. And you could get like the Renegades as tiers. I think it would be freaking awesome. And you could do the Renegades as the different tiers, and they could be that desert camo sort of vibe that they had, that 3-pack that came out with the club. Or you could just, I think it was more like chocolate chip deco, wasn't it? But yeah, you could also you just have them as like maybe they're Marauders decos, just so they were different, so that the regular ones could come out in the regular line. Lightfoot as a tier would be great, actually, Paul, wouldn't it? Because Lightfoot's on the artwork. Yeah, I think that's what you're getting at. But yeah, I'd love that. But no, just coming back to sorry, I didn't mean to crap there on your like what you were saying. That I felt like I jumped on you and was like, no, it can't be retail. I didn't mean it like that. I just mean one, James. Sorry, I would love it. I would love it if they did it. And if they did it for retail, great, go ahead. But I think it might be too big, is what I'm getting at on that one. And I would 100% take it as a HasLab and be all over that. I would be the first person to pledge if I had my way. If someone didn't beat me because people are quicker than me on the internet, it's just that simple. What tiers could a HasLab Rattler have, says Stanley? Wild Weasel, a female kind of character that was like looked like a wild weasel, like female version, like a pilot, female pilot. I don't think Raven would make sense because I think that's more for the Night Raven. But if they're never going to do the Night Raven, maybe we could see Raven in that. The female pilot from the episode In the Presence of Mine Enemies, I believe, from the Sunbow episode. So yeah, those two, maybe a pilot baroness, maybe an air trooper. Yeah, air trooper is a good shout, or jetpack or trooper, Cobra Claw. Yeah, yeah, any of those sort of like those troopers that came with the Cobra Claw back in the modern 4-inch line that had the gas mask on, like the kind of breather on. Ground crew's a good shout. Yeah, like was it Ramp Rat? You could do a Ramp Rat for the classified series because again they've done that a lot with the kind of 2 scale crossovers HasLab kind of characters. I'd take a pilot Cobra Commander like the one from the Transformers crossover set with Starscream as a Sky Striker. That would be so good. Wild Weasel could have the Rancor bones to recreate the TV episode. Yes, Leon. I always forget the name of it. I've lost it now. I've said it so much recently as well because I was joking about that scene in it where the dinosaurs burst through the wall and it's the worst animation ever. But I love that episode too. The primordial plot. There it is. Anyway, I'm sure it would be complicated to include Rambo, but it would be fun if it happened. Yeah, definitely. Again, Eduardo, I'd love to see Stallone lend his likeness to some G.I. Joe figures. We need the Defiant as a HasLab. I mean, do we? Can they? That thing would be the size of my house. We'll get Sea Ray when we get the shark. That'd be cool. Warthog with Miss Sierra Gordo float camo. Brilliant. Proper comic shout out there from Viper Scout. Proper sized in HasLab sounds even better, says James. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, bud? I really think a Warthog would be phenomenal as a HasLab. Wild Weasel would be base offerings, says Scott. Yes, of course. And then the rest of the figures would be tiers, 100%. Cobra Aircraft Mechanic would be cool, maybe, yes. The guys that are working on the guys in the movie who are working on the Firebat when Pythona breaks in, that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Just the dudes with the caps on with a squidgy face hugger on their face. I'm about to finish anyway, Darren, but good night, buddy. Have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Do you think it's Chad has inside info saying next HasLab might be a classified Rattler? James, it seems like he does have some sources. It does seem that way. If I'm here bellowing on about knowing this and knowing that, then other people are going to have, similar, insights to this thing. And if they're different, that just means they've got different sources. So yeah, I wouldn't say no on that one. I think Chad obviously has, some people that he's got like in, in the know. Then that's coolsies. That is a great idea for a HasLab. Thank you, Wilfredo. The poor Rancor, may we remember his majesty and splendor. I was really sad when that didn't fund. I was really sad when the Cookie Monster didn't fund. I've been generally down when they don't fund because I feel like they were so close to existing in some way, shape, or form. It's really sad that the Super 7 Cobra, the huge transport didn't make it either. But that's just, I like it when I like wins for the brand is all I'm saying, and brands, because obviously the Rancor's Star Wars, isn't it? I think. Just kidding. Primordial plot. Yes, I want a water-based HasLab. Oh, Diana, just tell you what. Can we all agree on a classified tactical battle platform? And we'll just say that there we go, done. Thanks, guys. It's been a great day. Amazing, more fun reveals, leaks, what have you. And of course, we did sneak out a few new listings, which we'll post on the page later, so you guys have got some visuals to work with. Anyway, have a wonderful, great rest of your Monday evening. Or whatever time it is in whatever country you are in right now, or whatever part of the globe. You may even be on the moon tuning in. I don't know if that's possible. You might be seeing it on a bit of a delay, if that's the case. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I should probably do this first. Let's be professional first. Let's do this. Yes. Thank you very much. Like I said, I've got a lot of stuff coming. One of the videos I've got probably coming up this week at some point is Let's Talk Classified Xandar. On my last Let's Talk Classified Leatherneck, I completely forgot to add the Funko figures that I had on a tab ready to do the images, put them into the slideshow and all that kind of stuff, and then just forgot. So thanks to the people in the comments that said, don't forget there's a Funko Leatherneck and a Mystery Minis, 2 Mystery Minis Leathernecks. I was like, thanks guys. So my bad on that one. So if you do watch that history of Leatherneck, there's a little bit of Funko missing, but we do talk about it still. Now, yeah, let's talk Classified Xandar is going to be a little bit easier. Fewer versions to talk about in the history, but we can get stuck into some cool little bits and pieces with him. Shooting the Galaxy interview after the next stream also. Yes, we'll definitely set that up, Paul. I'm also in a bit of a funny mode at the moment where I need... So these things happened all at the same time, but I had an issue with my storage, as in my hard drives and Wi-Fi clouds and all that kind of stuff. And my mic stand for my wonderful microphone broke. So I've got to get a new mic stand at some point, and I'm probably going to switch microphones because of what setup I have at the moment is way too complicated. So it's like, running it through. It's just ridiculous. It's not anything for you guys to worry about. But yeah, all these things happen at once. So it's made it very difficult to do interviews as well. I've got one coming up actually. The week of the next week. No, the week after next. The week of the 19th. I'll be talking to Brian Flynn from Super 7. And then, yeah, hopefully we'll get Emily and Lenny after their live event. But this is ways off, so I'm not even talking about it. There's lots of stuff coming. We'll definitely try and get Shooting the Galaxy on as well very soon. And the other thing that's going to be happening is unboxing this bad boy, Shockwave. So we'll get stuck into him at some point this week, and then it's on to Helix, General Hawk, and then finally Nunchuck, who I'm saving to last for no apparent reason, other than I'm really excited for Nunchuck. Right. I'll probably completely forget to do Xandar. Yeah, Scott, exactly. Have a great evening. Oh, one more question then. I'll squeeze this last one in. Who is the character you most want to see get revealed, and why is it Pythona? You've answered my question. Well done. It is Pythona. Right, guys, I will see you guys on the next one. I'll stop saying guys as well. Stay fresh, cheese bags. And as always, after 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Full force. See ya.
That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on X, formerly Twitter, @The Full Force, liking the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Full Force. We've also added a brand new Instagram, so check us out there as well, @The Full Force Podcast, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.